Recording is on. Blaze, what happened last session?
Fight in cave, message in cave, session.
Excellent. So yes.
Those are things that occurred last session.
Yes. You're all in city that talks about message. And said message was of auction. And you learned of auction. Because you had someone pretend to be a noble. And someone went, yo, there's an auction.
Alright, that's why we needed Sky.
Oh, we
Lying.
actually forgot about what happened last session.
Yep.
Oh,
It's been like 4 weeks or some shit.
that's fair. That's fair. But yes. So yes, you guys were told the auction would be in a few days, but I assume none of you want to do anything in particular until the day of the auction?
Do we know when the auction is taking place? Was Wink and Kiss, right?
Yes, it is taking place in the Wink and Kiss.
At the very least, Alphonse would probably look around the Wink and Kiss. Not trying their best to not look suspicious as fuck, but generally just sort of wandering around the area, seeing if there's any other entrances, other exits, I suppose. Keep an eye out for anything that if they're like leaving quickly, might need to go up. Fuck, bail, ignore, get out of the way of that.
I have to actually ask this. Roll me investigation.
That is not a stat I am good at. Can it be perception? No. Oh.
Okay, so, Alphonse. So you've been around the block for a bit.
Figuring my intelligence check luck still going.
So, this place is a fucking maze and a half. Which, thinking about it, you can probably understand why someone took you guys to your room last time. There are a lot of corridors, a lot of narrow passages, side passages. It is very confusing to get around at points. You'd probably be able to tell if you did not have literal... Like, you'd probably be able to tell if you did not have as much experience as you did with just going around places. This place be a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
You do manage to find plenty of back doors, though. Plenty of places for people to leave. That isn't through the main entrance. But every single time that you go to one, there is someone stationed there, of course. But that's not the major issue. Yeah, so you're fine. With no way up this place.
Yeah. Alright, good to know.
Is there anything else that would like to be done?
Kondo will try to do good deeds around town for the sins he's about to commit. Groot says in voice chat.
Oh. Fuck. I have a piece of it. Or Streamlabs. Well, it's streamer mode, damn it! Kwando, okay, Groot, I need you to go to Dice Tower and roll luck. To see if you find decent people. Why do you roll a D100?
To be fair, people say luck and it changes from DMs all the time, so it's...
I roll a D20 for luck. Because that... No. No, it's not. It's D20.
That's about the same number, anyway.
Yeah. So, Kwando, you find a bunch of peddlers, scammers, you found, like, maybe a beggar to give some money to?
I mean, he's like trying to help out in the whatever would be like a medical establishment and whatnot, and just like doing holy things.
That's it. If you're doing that, then yeah, you'll probably be able to help a few people out, because there's a bunch of sick people here for reasons.
I guess kill all the STDs.
If you try... Having said that, when you try to, like, wander around to see if there's some people you can't... You find pretty much no one. But yes, eventually, the day of the auction arrives, and Sky is out cold. And Kevin, at some point went, "Yo, I'ma go look for things on my own. I'll be back."
But we need you, Kevin.
He sounds so different. It's like we never knew him.
God, you really are an emergency.
Look, you understand why now.
Yeah, I get it. That's holy shit.
I would say the night before, Kwando will consult with the others about which prayers might be useful to bring along with him. Perhaps understanding different tongues would be useful, he asks.
I'll probably ask, is that one that... What was Alphonse's voice called? Is that one that lets you understand multiple at once, or just one at a time?
I understand all, and everyone can understand me.
I was assuming that was common languages, not fucking tongues. That could be very useful, especially considering the situation we're going into. How long does that last?
I would be able to... It is one of my holiest prayers I have. So I can do it for an hour, but I can only do it once or twice.
I see. That's perfectly fair. We'd also likely imagine I want some way to get out of here quickly if we have to. My teleportation little is not particularly notable in terms of that, but
Actually, how many do I have right now? I have 9. Yeah, 9.
Counting your subclass
1,
spells, it's 14.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. But I have all my subclass ones marked as I'll have like a thing beside them, so I know not to count them. Unfortunately, I don't have anything in that realm, but I can at least protect us if things go south.
that's as much as I can ask for.
Do you think we're going to be splitting up?
Alphonse's eyes kind of like quickly slide over to Abby and then back. Preferably not, but I can imagine there may be some situations in which we do. More purposely looks at Abby this time. You could turn invisible, could you not? She's dead!
Oh, fuck.
We killed Abby! Took so long.
I think, in case, since it is going to be a group of other people, in case something does happen, I think a way to calm the masses might also be good. So I'm not going to be as useful if combat erupts, but I'm going to focus on getting us out safely.
Considering what we've heard of Char, I imagine we'd want to avoid any form of combat here anyway. Yeah, I see, don't worry, Glitch. He's... What did you... Sorry. He seems rather destructive, I believe, from what we've heard, and particularly... Is the Winking Kiss made of wood? Just to check.
Stone, actually.
Yeah, still minor concern, but...
Yeah.
Very well then, I shall make sure I'm able to blast us, put out any fires that might erupt, heal close and far away, shield some if needed, and again, like I mentioned, calm the masses, and speak with the masses, just in case anything is silly. I shall also bring some dispelling prayers in. I don't think I'll need it, but it's good to have in case we quickly need to ascertain the truth from someone.
Very well. We should, I suppose, confer a small bit. What exactly do we plan to do should we see Char and Golf there?
Well, seeing that... I'm just going to say Sky and Kevin said they were going to do stuff during the night, because we were planning it the night before.
One's unconscious, one is gone.
I don't think Sky is going to wake up in time, since she drank too much. No. Sky is the one that's gone. I don't know where else.
No, other way around.
Oh.
Wait, what?
Kevin...
Sky is here.
Yeah, Kevin has
Kevin's
gone
gone.
off to go do some investigating. Sky has done her usual falling asleep for an extended period of time because she has narcolepsy.
Unfortunately, her curse still remains. So I don't know how useful they'll be, and while Kevin is... Who knows where?
Considering... I mean, no offense to him, of course, but considering the last time we tried to negotiate with someone, or talk around certain things... No, I'll end my sentence there.
Well then, I think this is just me, my priority is making sure the innocents are safe. However, if we're able to isolate them away from civilians, I do think we should try to engage. And although I might not have my more offensive prayers, I can still support. And well, I still have my martial arts.
That's very fair. We, at the very least, can get an idea of what we're dealing with, even if we don't manage to deal with them this time. Do we know? Forgive me. It feels like it's been a while. Do we know what exactly he's looking for at this auction?
No.
Thank you, God.
He said he was going to the auction. That's about it.
I suppose if worse comes to worst and we don't have a good situation, we can at least know what he's interested in here.
Yeah. And perhaps we might find out what this Lysandra is about too. And what this dark kennel of hers is. Does they seem to be in cahoots? I don't know though.
Yes, I remember that person.
The person who left him the voicemail. Oh.
Okay.
No, Char left them a voicemail.
I would not be surprised if this ends up being more... See what they need, see what they're looking for, rather than all-out conflict, and truthfully I'd rather stick away from all-out conflict, especially in such a crowded town.
Indeed.
He lives.
Protect.
Yes. Yeah, like Abby would like frown. Abby would like frown a bit and like kind of like seemingly moping, and just
He had a lot of. He was like, he had a lot of things that were on fire. Typically, when when usually when a lot of people like have a lot of those, like a lot of other people who have a lot of those gather are like also around.
Abby, one day I'm going to question where you've come from. Now is not the time, though.
Maybe. But not the deep that's like underground.
Yes, I believe that's the only thing I understand about you right now, if I'm honest. But, to put it simply, we likely don't want to be discovered, in any way. Abby, if that requires you using your invisibility, I'll trust your judgment on that. But I don't believe talking around this for too long will save us much more effort.
Very well. Then I pray you both have a wonderful sleep.
The same to you as well.
And if they split off before Alphonse leaves, she would leave him with that.
Unprehensible?
Unprehensible instead of incomprehensible.
Oh, I see.
And I'm being
Alphonse-
confident.
Alphonse spends most of the time as he's like getting ready for bed trying to figure out what the fuck that means. And it probably finally clocks in as he's like going to sleep.
Oh yeah, she meant comprehensible. But yes, you all go to sleep for the day of the auction, and Sky is still asleep, and one of you tries to wake her, and she does not awaken.
That's about right.
Thankfully, because I can totally say this, because this is just something that Alphonse can think of, and I'm sorry if this seems weird. Alphonse, you know there's probably nothing stopping you from just trying to act like a noble's envoy? Or just like
I
someone
mean,
meant to
yeah.
represent the noble?
There was also just the case of, I don't know why, I'm gonna be real with you, I don't know why in that session Sky chose to like pretend to be a noble when there is a literal actual noble here.
I think it's because he forgot your character's a noble.
Ah, that tracks.
I mean, even ignoring the fact it was demonics, like, Alphonse talks like a noble, but that's about it.
And they probably missed most of the thing now we were talking about. Your backstory coming up.
I believe he was not there for that, yeah. So actually, yeah, there is actually a good chance he actually doesn't know his character's a noble.
Did Demonix, the character, just like give a name when they were pretending to be a noble?
No.
Slash, if Demonix didn't, would he have been forced to at any point?
No.
Cool. Man, if only we had a noble title just sort of hanging around to use.
Look, all of this takes careful coordination, and we were incapable of that over the last, like, 3 sessions. By careful coordination, I mean the bare minimum.
Yeah, Kondo is probably just wearing his darker cloaks, trying to act like suspicious as Kondo can not look.
Wanda roll performance.
Oh. Well, yeah, I would be using my guidance, if you allow it.
Yeah, you're doing a decent job.
One might say, one of a
It's one of the performances that exist in this role-playing game.
Yup.
it was a role.
You certainly are an actor that has existed of all time. You are one of the actors of all time.
You have performed an act that will be seen by others.
Your act will be remembered by someone.
If your goddess was a goddess of trickery, they would say you did a thing.
Good thing she's a goddess.
When people talk about this, they might refer to you as that guy.
Yeah, Alphonse is just going to be going at this from the I've seen how these should act a bunch of times. I'ma be that.
Yeah, roll with advantage.
Now,
Performance.
C-Man.
There we
Can
go.
I argue... Now, C-Man. Can I argue that Abby doesn't need to roll performance? Because she walks around like she owns the...
Yes. You're good. You're good.
like, can I... Abby
These two
acts
need to act like
more
it.
openly-
Abby is that. Abby sees how those two are acting like, huh.
Oh, that,
Act
it's like,
natural.
oh, that... It's like, oh, that manners thing isn't necessary.
Ooh, free food. Oh. That was for the orphans. Yes. You three go to the wink and kiss. Sky was told and would have relayed to you guys because you were with her. You don't even need to do that because you were with her at the time. That you just need to tell the barkeep, and he'll make sure you're good to go from there. So I presume you guys do that, or is there anything you want to do in the wink and kiss before that?
It was... Yeah, Wink and Kiss, was that just a really fancy fucking clothing store?
No, that was
Okay,
the
no.
Firelust
Okay.
Barracks.
Okay.
The Wink
okay,
and Kiss
yeah.
was the inn you guys went to.
I see. If it's me, then no.
Nada.
You don't get noble clothing. Although I fear the day she actually does go to a clothing store. Anyway, so yes, you guys walk over to the bartender. I presume just ask him about the auction.
Yep.
Yeah. And he has someone begin to take you guys to a room in this place. I'm gonna be honest, I was considering getting a map for this place, but then I was looking at the description again and going like, you know, none of these in-maps fit, and fuck trying to make this myself. So theater of the mind.
Let's go. Also, this place has 0 potential magical protections on it.
Fuck, that reminds me. Now that I've posted the thing, I can talk about the dumbass name in Fairy Tale, otherwise known as the dragon called Scissor Runner.
What?
The dragon called Scissor Runner.
Presumably
What?
the Sword Saint Dragon?
No, we don't know what they are. They were one of the ones that showed up for the Dragon Festival. They're just called Scissor Runner.
Okay.
Constitute extra irrelevant.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm just gonna post that with it. There we go. Fuck, Scissor Runner. But sorry,
No, you're good.
ignore me.
So yes. You're all taken to a fairly large room through a door that, Alphonse, you did see when you were investigating before. Just obviously, you weren't trying to go in those rooms. Fucking eagle eye. And at the top of a bit of an elevated platform in there, you all see this woman.
Hot.
Yeah, acceptable.
Couldn't even comb her hair properly for the vintage.
So yes. And after a while, you guys take a seat somewhere, and she doesn't, and it seems like it does take like a couple more minutes. Seems like you guys got decently close to some kind of deadline that was apparently here. You weren't told about that. And she begins to speak. Welcome one and all to today's auction. I will be your auctioneer for today's evening. Today we only have one item, but I presume that some of you might be interested in it. The item in question is not with us today. To be perfectly honest with you, had things gone wrong, it'd destroy this entire building. The item in question, as we learned from some casters, is called a Devastation Orb. And it deals with problems. Obviously, while some of you would be interested, others possibly not, do not worry. Later today there will be a second auction held, holding much more standard equipment. But as for now, let us start the bid at, let us say 500 gold. And, the way that it shall be the way that this auction shall be performed shall be explained in a moment. Good day. As she walks away, and another person walks up. Another woman, but not as fancily dressed as her, and not worthy of a face climb.
Mood.
The way this auction will be performed is that those of you interested in bidding will be going over to the auctioneer herself in a private room. We wish to make sure none of you try to, let us just say, take what does not belong to you. She will be in her room for an hour. Those of you interested in making bids may ask one of the guards to go see her. Your entire group must be present at the time for a bid. And we do know who came in with who, so make sure it stays that way. Enjoy the auction. Enjoy this mini auction before we get to the more profitable one. almost immediately, it's not everyone, but two people do seem to very quickly go over to the guards.
Alphonse will probably keep an eye on whoever seems to be going over to the guards, see if he recognizes any particular features about them, either from description or just generally.
Roll perception. Okay, so... Well, to begin, neither of them particularly seem to look like Char. You do swear that you recognize one of them to be a fairly well-traveled merchant. And the other seems to have a sign of nobility from Baldur's Gate.
Good old Baldur's Gate, you piece of shit.
Well, it's fine. If they actually go there, it'll just like sequester into someone's basement as they're killed within a day of getting into the city, and then it'll sit there for like 10 years and probably get blown up before ever getting used, just killing the people who stole it in the first place because it's Baldur's Gate.
Koda will ask, what exactly is this orb of annihilation? This does sound good.
Devastation orb.
Oh, devastation orb.
I was making a joke because devastation orbs out. Sounds just like a discount of annihilation.
I can take a wild guess, because I can guess whether this is a module exclusive magic item or not. But does the name sound so familiar?
I have no idea what you're talking about!
So no, the name does not sound familiar.
No.
I don't recall having heard about such a thing before.
I do actually need to check, because there is a chance you guys had heard it before, you just don't remember it.
No, well, I know there was that thing in the fucking crypt that I believe was probably something like that. Not the crypt, the sinkhole area. It was probably something like this, we just didn't know it. Or they couldn't actually, or it was a failed attempt.
Oh, it was talking about the thing that had the fucking...
The, like, floating rock down in the sinkhole area.
Okay, I spelled it incorrectly. I should probably be working my way up from the bottom.
The room that she is
Never
in.
mind. Apparently, you guys haven't. I thought.
The room that the auctioneer's gone into. Well, what's the door like?
You can't see it.
Okay. Where are they being led off once they spoke to the guards?
The auctioneer seemed to have gone around the corner.
Okay. I see.
Yeah.
I wish we had a kick.
Okay. I don't suppose we have enough to even attempt ourselves.
I would very much doubt it.
And
not between the three of us, at the very least.
And unless... no.
I suspect this kind of crowd. I imagine they're speaking very lowly and off to one side, just to be clear.
Yes, shady talks.
Of course.
Because to be fair, that's not that shady, is it?
Look.
In this situation.
It is quite literally criminal.
Yeah. Yeah, you guys... Look, just looking around, you guys see, like, other groups doing the same thing. You don't think anyone will particularly look at you guys weirdly?
I suspect going into that room would be biting off more than we're willing to chew at this point. There's... I don't think there's... We could, I suppose, back out here and attempt to find out what this devastation orb may be, but we haven't really gotten very much, have we?
And there's possibly that someone related to him could be here. At the very...
Just to check, was it mentioned that it was specifically this auction he'd be here for? Or was it an auction on this day?
He said he'd be at an auction in Yartar.
I see.
Well, he said the auction in Yartar, but you've just been told there's not multiple. Or there's multiple, so.
Yeah.
At the very least, it might be an idea to enter just to see what happens. See what the price is at, and well, if it's person goes in, bids up, and the next person goes in, we could perhaps at least know who the highest bidder is. Because if this item sounds as bad as it sounds, I kind of just...
He nods.
like stretches a little bit to just show his wing, or his feather, you could say.
Mm-hmm. He nods a bit, and I'm truthfully questioning whether it would seem suspicious if we went in there to question some specifics about this. If considering Sky was told of this auction, can't imagine it's particularly... It would be too suspicious if groups didn't quite know the exact details. I'll admit I'm not fond of going in there, though.
Me either. I guess for now we could just keep an eye on who comes in and who comes out.
He nods, and keeping an eye on the situation doesn't seem a bad idea. At the very least, we'll get an idea of what sort of people are interested in this. That might help us out a small bit. I spotted what I think was a merchant earlier, which I'll admit is slightly concerning that a well-known merchant is looking for an orb, of a devastation orb or something.
Indeed.
Actually, I'm gonna give it Alfonso a roll for something. No, cool, never mind.
He can very well be a proxy.
Yeah. Unfortunately,
I mean that, or whether you should be checking for illusions in any way.
I don't imagine this place would particularly care about hiding your identity when in here because, you know, illegal.
unfortunately, if I was in Kondo, I actually have a good idea. But I refuse to say it because I'm Kondo.
Isn't this lovely? Yo, Kondo, I'm stuck. I'm stuck with negative critical thinkings. Critical thinkings go.
And I'm just dumb.
And then there's Chunky.
He's dead.
I'm bad at making plans.
This is admittedly an
Good
awkward
at pointing out problems, though.
This
Imagine
is.
the water party here.
Oh, we'd have a time and a half on it. I feel
Oh,
we could
yeah.
honestly
It
wreck
would go a
this-
lot better.
Oh, totally.
I feel as honestly, this whole situation could be wrecked by the Waterdeep party, specifically because of fucking, because fucking. So Dorian alone causes infinite problems for security reasons.
As long as you're not rolling, of course.
Of course, as long as I can avoid rolling. Fucking Max would do gloriously here because of just how high his skill checks are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the ability to recover any skill checks after he's rolled them.
Also, the party, basically the entire party is either experienced or intelligent or both.
Yep.
So the biggest, like, admittedly, the biggest worry I have here, it's like fucking. The biggest worry I have here is like, the chance of finding like a place to slip away to go invisible, and then in a place like this, I feel it's fair that Abby could like have the thought because fucking of the specific aspect, but like. Fucking
My
something.
concern is whether they'll have see invisibility in this sort of place for this
See
sort of setup.
invisibility or see invisibility, alarm, any number of things.
They were careful enough to not bring the item in anyway.
Yeah. So honestly, I think our best bet is just probably try to keep an eye on the venue, and then they're doing illegal things. They're doing illegal things for. So I mean, we could potentially try to find one or two of them once they leave.
Yeah, I'll admit I'm against going into that room.
Although if we don't go in the room, it might be more suspicious than not going in and not bidding.
I was like, well, and like she has high charisma, so I was like, well, to be fair, the way she was talking, not a lot of people knew I was here.
So we could just act disinterested.
Two groups entered late. Alphonse will look over them, see if there's anything that sticks out about them, because entering after the description of it is weird. In particular, if any of them go to the guard to go in, he will very much scrutinize that.
Roll perception.
Kenny Kondo also roll since he's keeping an eye out too.
Go ahead.
Actually, hold on. Sorry, I'm just checking. No, okay. Perception.
If they go straight to the guards, that argues potentiality than knowing what this was about from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can't really make out much. One of them is the only person that thinking about it is by themselves among these groups, and the other is a group of two, but outside of them wearing noble-ish looking clothing, you can't really discern much from them.
Alphonse will keep an eye on them.
Okay.
because particularly the one that you said was like the only person that's on their own.
This is fair. This is fair. It's actually funny you say that, because the pair of nobles enter first, and then the man by himself goes in, and when he comes out,
Are they both going to the?
both the noble and the person going with them go in together. Then when they go out, the guy goes in. It's essentially just been one group at a time, like every single time.
Yeah, I know. I was just checking that they'd actually gone into the room because that wasn't specified beforehand.
Gotcha. Yeah, no. As I said in the instructions, you gotta talk to one of the guards. They will lead you to the room to bid.
I misunderstood the original message. Apologies. When you said the room, I thought you meant the room we're currently in.
Yeah.
So as in they entered the auction room after the description was.
Yeah. You're fine. You're fine. But yes, when this man, just comes out. The current bid is 1,100 gold. And then he goes to a table and sits down. And all the guards just look at him like, what the fuck?
Well, I thought it would...
I think admittedly that likely rules out any chance of going in that room. It will be very suspicious if we enter there without willing to put down at least that much.
They probably want you to do... If you place a bid, they presumably want you to do something to prove you can fork it over.
Yeah, Alphonse will probably just watch, alternate between watching the man and the whoever goes, if anyone else goes in.
Waiting a bit to see if more people go in. Another group of 2 seems to go over. But, that's about
And
it.
to be sure, like, people are going in, then coming out, and then more people going in, right? It's not that people
It's one
are
group.
sticking in.
It's one group at a time. Yeah, like one
Okay,
group.
I just want to
one
make sure.
group. After a group leaves the room, another group goes into the room.
Yeah. I'd say trying to drive people off, but that doesn't feel right.
If I'm perfectly honest, yeah, 1,000 gold is a lot.
1,100.
1,000 gold is a lot. But, like...
Not a large enough amount to scare, like, wealthy people off, but also a large enough amount that announcing that in a room full of shady people is asking to get shanked later that...
Yeah. Actually, looking around, does anyone else seem to be watching the man?
There are some people looking at him. Definitely. Especially considering he did that. But it's likely at most, like, one person a group, and others are, like what Alphonse and Quando have been doing, just looking at the people who have been going into the room.
Yeah, out of curiosity, Seaman, When he came out and like announced this and like walked off and like sat down. Out of curiosity, was there like how short of a time was there between him doing that and the next person going in? 'Cause I'm thinking there's a chance he did that to draw attention away from another group.
Probably a couple minutes. He definitely didn't take as long as most of the other groups. I'll say that.
So it's not like he announced himself specifically so someone else could shuffle into the room and like without any people observe. Yeah, if it was like 30 seconds, that'd be way more. Oh, it's always fun to be in these rough spots. 'Cause you never know what's gonna backfire horribly.
Hooray, hooray.
Really, you should see the original version of this. The original version of this isn't an auction. It's a sale.
It would make sense if he's obscured himself in some fashion if he's here, considering he knows people are looking for him.
What is he wearing?
Actually, that is a good point.
What is the man that you, what is the man by himself wearing?
Yeah.
He seems to be wearing a fairly... He seems to just be wearing a black cloak. Roll perception if you can see anything underneath it, though.
I will do that. And as I'm looking, didn't he say anything about magic?
God fucking damn it.
God fucking damn it.
Who are you asking if they said anything about magic? Or like,
You, God, if he said anything against magic.
they didn't see, seemingly they didn't say anything against magic.
I'd like to use my trait, please.
As a ritual? Oh no, you can cast it normally with your spell slots.
Yeah. That's the figure.
That's not. I suppose that is something. I suppose that is something, and Abby would be curious. If nothing else, Abby has detect magic at will.
Well, we can survey the room a little bit, just walking, getting a better position. You know, looky.
There's a few people here that seem to have some kind of magic on them. But in particular, there's two separate people in here that you can see with illusion magic on them. The first one is that noble fellow that Alphonse was not able to entirely discern before. And the second one is this man who is by himself.
Interesting.
Oh, something also interesting.
I was gonna look into it earlier, and then I didn't roll fucking high enough on my own check.
Yeah. Also, something interesting, if I remember correctly, something interesting we might be able to do here. Oh, fucking the fact that there's two of them does raise the whole thing. But the fact that they're obscuring themselves is interesting. Something we might be able to do is, considering this is used to detect, like, the presence of magic, this isn't like a line of sight or not. We could, with at will detect magic, we could try to stalk from a decent distance away, with potential walls between it. Actually, no, wait, it's blocked by stone. Actually, well,
Also, detect magic is 30 feet.
Yeah. So I said decent. Like, 30 feet's not the worst following distance. It's nowhere near ideal, but it's not the worst. Though, this place isn't too busy, presumably. Like this
I
town.
wish I was Show's playing one of my other characters right now.
Oh,
Because I just stroll over and sit next to this man.
Glitch, this town is on the major trade route from Waterdeep to Silvery Moon.
Yes, true. But how much of that busyness is contained to like one or two areas?
It's contained in the one you're in.
Okay, there's that if nothing else. It's way easy to follow people when they're going through a crowd. If you have supernatural awareness of them anyway. Yes, interesting. Two people are obscuring their identities. Two people here are doing the squid thing.
The squid thing?
Or octopi.
Looks towards Quando.
Roll
Illusion magic.
Oh.
Because I was also casting it, so.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't get the reference.
Yeah, you don't know what he's talking about with the squid thing. You do know there's illusion magic on those two.
But I understand illusion magic.
Thank you, Quando.
Well, you said two things, so two things here.
Yeah, like
there's two people obscuring. There's
yeah.
seemingly two people obscuring themselves with illusion magic. There's the one from the group of two, the one that like Alphonse didn't get a good look at, and then the guy who's on his own is also under.
Yep.
To be clear, with the guy I didn't get a good look at, was that from the first two that went in, or
no,
yeah,
that's from
the latter two?
Those were that's from the group of two that had went to the guards around the same time as the guy by himself.
Okay.
You rolled high in the perception check to figure out, like, the...
This is more workable. If only just.
Again, I wish I was playing a character that could just fucking stroll up and sit down next to this man, but Alphonse would not do that. I have a bunch of characters that would, but man, Alphonse is not one of them.
I know you.
Yeah. Do. Yeah, honestly, I'm just happy honestly that Abby isn't like the type of character that would do that unprompted. She's super wood, and then our cover would be blown about 5 solid minutes.
Yeah.
Then we will all die.
Yep.
I put safety on certain types of really dumb Abby actions, and those safeties are.
There are situations in which Alphonse would do that, but it's not right now.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm not being for help. This is not really.
No, that's fine.
Yeah, we're all having a time.
Unfortunately, our two charisma people don't fucking exist.
I mean, given, like,
Don't.
Maybe 10
Don't.
minutes to an hour?
Don't.
But God, this is fucking like Abby has a high charisma, but this is not what it's used for whatsoever.
I have a decent. Well, no.
Alphonse also has high, but he's not comfortable with these sorts of situations. I have a route that I can go if we don't have another plan, but that's only if we don't have another plan.
Yeah. Like, right now I say keep tabs on. I'll keep tabs on one, you two keep tabs on the other, since, don't trust Abby. Abby goes by her gut.
Her object permanence is amazing.
How many fingers am I holding up?
If nothing else as well, It does. If nothing else, well,
No. Let's be honest. That'd be the answer Abby gave. Abby wouldn't
Wait.
answer.
wait, what? Did someone say something? What?
I mean, I didn't ask the question, but I thought that someone was saying something about Abby.
Yeah, I didn't hear it. What?
Groot said, "How many fingers am I holding up?"
Oh no.
For the object permanence comment.
Oh. If nothing else, if nothing else, fuck, what was I going to say? No.
Did it have to
No.
be this way?
Alphonse will look at the group and we suspect likely want to keep an eye on those two then for a small bit. If you'd like, it's not great, but I have a slight idea of how I could go talk to the one sitting at the table.
Huh?
We're gods for a noble, aren't we? He just announced a bid. I could go overacting a bit. Contemplate his words. Gaudy. And ask him what his game is.
That could work.
Also, if Alphonse is staring at the person at the table, he's not going to make it hidden, because other people in the area are as well.
I was asking just in case.
Yeah, I'm probably doing the one about
I
the solo
actually know.
woman.
Look, if it comes
Yes,
down to it,
Mr. Higher Decks, please roll instead of me.
Also, guys, are you fine with me? Are you guys fine with me taking refuge in sheer audacity if we get called out for this?
Sure. And also, I am going to do a little thing before we split up. I'm just going to touch both of you. Don't worry about it. I bonded them to me.
Ah, I see.
Would you mind clicking on emboldening bond again?
Song. It's only 10 minutes, but I imagine this part of him talking is not going to take too long. And this way we can effectively be 90 feet from each other as long as someone... No, 60 feet from each other as long as someone's in the 30 feet.
Gotcha.
Do you want Alphonse to go talk to the madmen?
I say yes.
Cool. Alphonse will basically just sort of shuffle himself around so armor's a bit more clear, looks a bit more gaudy. We'll have Androlia sort of tuck very close to his legs. Basically, he's going to try and look like someone who's trying to look intimidating. Rather than actually look intimidating.
You'd think you'd have
If that makes sense.
on. Yeah, I get you. Like
The dragon's a medium
doing
creature.
Yeah, they're doing the they're doing the noble intimidation, not I'm going to fucking stab you and chuck your corpse through the window.
Person who's like, I have a position of status above you.
Yeah.
I'm not a noble, but you kind of have to listen to me.
You're looking down on. You're pretending to look down
Yes.
on them. Yeah.
Yes.
Peasants.
So yes, roll performance.
Hey!
Twins!
Alphonse, you've heard it so many times. You can pull it off.
Yes. Look at that swagger.
The rust may form, but the memories...
Alphonse.
The memories of listening to that.
Alphonse, of course, ends it with a head flick to draw the hair out of his eyes, very arrogantly, before he'll begin striding towards the man in the center. Or at the table.
The man is seemingly just looking around and then notices you're coming towards him. To clarify, imagine what this man was doing before was, you know that thing where you have, like, your legs on the table? He was doing that, and sees that you are walking towards him and puts his legs down like, oh.
Is there another chair there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. There's probably, like, 3 or 4.
Alphonse is going to draw it out and sit down in it without asking. Pulls out another one. Dragon hops up.
Ooh.
What's your game?
Oh, wow, you actually just walked up and asked me that.
No one else is going to, clearly, and it's important for me. Why announce it all?
I thought the... he is going to, do the, like, lower your head thing, and, is going to move his hand in a position that's clearly indicating he's going to whisper to you.
He will, like, look, will give a rather disdained look at this, and then lean in slightly.
When you do, he just gives a toothy smile. I have no need for something called a devastation orb. But I figured, since I was here anyway, I might as well make it a bit more fun to watch. Looks like it's done the opposite effect, though.
I'm gonna just...
As far as you can tell, he's telling the truth.
narrows his eyes and... You'd risk over 1,000 gold on making it a bit more fun.
No. I risked 1,100 gold over making it a bit more fun.
He did say over 1,000 gold.
I know.
Alphonse lets an actual bit of annoyance there.
As Alphonse stands up with a monotone, he's artificially driving up the price to fuck with you. I'm selling him out. Fuck him. Bye. Walks.
Yo, don't spoil my plans. Shut the fuck up, Kurt.
Hold on, let me go find a humanoid Bell Cipher. He needs a claim now.
I love that clip so much.
It is great!
It is beautiful. There is layers to it.
Yeah.
Is that the,
Bill Cipher, in Simpsons, yes.
Yeah. If I remember right, it was essentially a scene where, like, the Simpsons went to a restaurant. In that restaurant was a table with a bunch of Loki/Loki-adjacent creatures. One of them was Bill Cipher, and he just screamed to the Simpsons, "Buy crypto, sucker!"
Permission to go a bit farther, everyone.
I'm not there to stop you.
Cool.
I don't think Abby would stop you.
Yeah.
yeah, not gonna be. I'm gonna be perfectly frank. If anyone questions like if anyone went up and questioned Quando or fucking Alphonse staring at people, Abby was just gonna blatantly go like, yeah, the people hiding the people hiding themselves are interesting. Go all in, ready. Deflection with audacity is a perfectly valid strategy.
He will, look at the guy and then... he's probably keeping his voice low here as well. And That would explain why you weren't in there for very long, then.
I admit, it was pretty much a case of I asked what the bid was, and just said the next variable over.
You know what this orb does, then? I'll admit I can take a few guesses from how they talked about it, and I wasn't graced with that knowledge.
Oh, I have no idea.
Alphonse can't stop a smile a bit at that. Wonderful. Also, I'm just gonna... God fucking... I want to see if he's being genuine about having no fucking idea.
He seems like he's genuine.
He will raise an eyebrow, and then you make some very questionable financial decisions.
I have money to spare. Worst case, I get to learn what the Devastation Orb does.
Oh, fuck it. No, just... I was debating. Money to spare would tie in a few things about you, yes?
Say that again?
Money to spare would tie into a few suspicions I have about you, yes? You supposed to be in town here or not?
I kind of just go where I please.
And I imagine that doesn't tend to please others, then, considering your current situation.
It depends on who you ask.
Let's start with the obvious, the authorities of the town.
You have no idea. Or maybe you do.
I admittedly think I don't. But he'll probably stand up here and... Wonderful conversation. Hope your bid works out well.
Oh,
and we'll...
before that.
Raises an eyebrow.
No offense, but... I don't think I was the person you should be paying attention to in this auction. And, might want to use some magic next time. Your presence isn't exactly hard to realize when you get the similarities in appearance.
I have a suspicion what they're on about.
That's interesting. Yeah, because that would suggest whoever this is knows.
Unfortunately, Alphonse would not be able to connect the dots and looks genuinely confused at that. before he'll probably like recuperate a bit, and I'll bear that in mind. Thank you. And you will
Goodbye,
walk away.
sir. Returns to his cocky sitting position.
But I have a heavy suspicion I know exactly what he's on about that, and my favorite part is neither of us are properly understanding the situation.
Yeah, so presumably
I think he thinks I'm fucking not my granddaughter, but great. I think he thinks I think he clocked that I'm related to Savro and thinks I'm here for the Feather Gales.
Yeah. There's that. Well, the question is, who knows her appearance enough to make a
Also, that's definitely Char, right? I go where I please.
I do think that is in fact Char.
But yes, Alphonse will probably return to where they were standing last, even if no one else is there.
Unless Kwando wandered off, Abby still be.
I think Kondo said he was moving off.
Yeah, I'm a little off because I'm looking at the sketchy person by themselves.
Also, fool thinks I can do magic.
Well, that's the one. That was the one Alphonse was. That's the one Alphonse was talking to. You'd be keeping an eye on the other illusion person who was in a pair.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was. Okay, never mind. Yeah.
Yeah, because I felt comfortable strolling up to the person that had called out something and then was very much like, yo, what the fuck's going on?
Okay. Sorry, I got the two confused. I thought the guy was with someone who did that.
No. Probably Char is on his own. You'd be looking at other illusion person.
Yes, I am on the other side staring at the person.
The group of two, you mean?
Yes. Just keeping try to subtle look on the situation.
They seem to just be looking around for other potential bidders. Speaking of, another, does go up, to bid.
Sorry, I just had a thought.
Alphonse, don't head pat the tentacles.
How dare ye insult the tentacle?
But yes. Is there anything else you guys are going to do? Are you just going to wait until it finishes?
Yeah, I continue to keep an eye on who goes in, try to gain the expressions of who exit, if not happy or mad.
There's not much going on. At most, you will see one other group go in, and coming out looking a bit annoyed, actually.
Who would have been the group going before them?
Not one of the two with illusion magic.
Cool.
But annoyance does suggest they really wanted it, presumably that, or they paid the buck and are annoyed about it.
Yeah, either they didn't have enough money or they paid way too much money.
Yeah. So that makes 3 parties of interest at that point.
Also, I'm really like, no, I'm not gonna say that. No.
I'd love to cause some chaos here, but that doesn't feel like a good idea.
Yeah. Like,
With how many people there are around.
If I wasn't a good character, I would. I really would. But
Again, so can you imagine? Oh god, I just imagine Taro in this situation.
Oh god, the entire video would be burnt to the ground.
She would just stroll up to the fucking like auctioneer's door and kick it down.
By the way, just to say this here, so Tor would be a swashbuckler rogue bard, right?
technically druid too.
Not a druid.
Yeah, not a druid.
Oh no, wait. No, sorry, I clocked that in.
I get they were saying, like, Sulong.
No, Blood Hunter.
Oh, actually, wait, yeah, Blood Hunter!
I could actually buy Blood Hunter.
Yeah.
Also, I think she'd be more of a monk than a swashbuckler rogue, weirdly enough.
Yeah, that's...
Or just a fighter. Or just champion fighter.
Yeah.
Wait, a monk of 4 elements, duh.
But with like double the key, so it's actually...
Yeah, no, you see, it's meant to represent Taro's role in the, Twilight Mark.
Ooh.
Follow around, get the shit kicked out of me, then choke a man?
Yep!
Hell yeah.
How do you even class what fucking oak can be?
Barbarian.
I could see cleric.
War cleric.
Yeah, actually, though, I could see cleric. I could see, like,
It's
cleric,
probably cleric of
warlock,
some kind.
sorcerer,
Yeah.
Wild magic sorcerer.
druid, but, like, with more bullshit of, like, Oaken's lack of actual
Plum's
magic.
obviously monk.
Oh, yeah,
That's
Plum's definitely monk.
super
He's
obvious.
quite literally just an open
It was
monk.
just a fighter.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, this fighter.
Tatsuo!
No. Doe is...
No, Doe's a barbarian.
Yeah, no. Doe is a fighter barbarian. He is
Yeah.
specifically Path of the Giant
Tatsuo's-
barbarian.
yeah. Then Tatsuo is pure fighter.
Yeah.
Aya is just any class that took the chef fee.
Yeah.
She's
No,
like,
she's
yeah,
Ranger.
right?
Yeah, no, I is Ranger.
I'd agree if Rangers got companions.
Beast Hunter. Or Beastmaster.
Fair.
Oh, actually, wait. No.
Also,
Wait, no,
when it-
never mind,
honestly,
that makes
just
less
because
sense.
I've been
The dinosaur
thinking,
one.
Yeah,
I've
no.
been- because
That's for fucking Druid, though. And I don't think Druid
Yeah.
makes sense.
yeah, also because I've just been reminded of him in recent events. Fucking honestly, I'm just now picturing what would happen to this venue if hacks walked.
Ah.
I fear hacks. The winter will happen one day, and I will fear hacks.
The god pole would take no one shit.
Also, wait. No, I just realized something else about Doe. Doe would have the Tavern Brawler feat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly,
To be fair, I imagine most of the people in most people in fucking One Piece would have the Tavern Brawler feat.
Yeah, but out of, like, the party,
Absolutely,
Doe would
though.
be the one to have the Tavern. Doe or Ire would have Tavern Brawler.
I'm trying to think them through. I think the person who would most likely cause this place to go up in flames the fastest is honestly out of all of our characters is honestly probably Liz.
Oh, yeah, if you're not saying Liz here, I don't know what the fuck you're on.
I was trying to think of like comparable ones.
I
But-
am not dealing with Liz. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Liz would just sort of stroll in and be like, oh, I see she's talking, I'm gonna go punch her. She seems fun. I'm sorry, Groot, when you have to deal with the fact that anyone who seems remotely strong will just try and punch.
How am I going to deal with you? Because I am the dad of the group.
To be fair, again, Liz is very, very easy to manipulate.
Just figure out how she works. Just figure out how she works. What you need to figure out
Don't do
is
it the same too often.
Yeah, like what you need to do is figure out the boundaries of what you can get away with and settle.
Don't push boundaries against Liz. It's not a good idea.
You need to find the line and how far you can push the line in any one direction, and then settle and work with what you found.
Yes.
So,
Is there anything else that is going to be going on for the auction, or no? Or are you just going to wait till something happens?
I think probably just wait till something happens, because fucking in this situation where quite literally there's three of us, we're quite literally surrounded, and this is a place where people are willing to throw around thousands of gold. So at the very least, there's gonna be guards and stuff here that are comparable to us at the minute.
Yes. So, after a while of seemingly no bids, the second woman who showed up before, not the auctioneer, shows up with a crossbow bolt in her hands. That seems to be dripping something. Not blood.
Someone tried to assassinate her?
As the woman drops the bolt to the ground. Apologies, but the auction will temporarily be on hold. Someone attempted to shoot the auctioneer, and, quite frankly, failed. But the auction will be held on hold until the guards manage to catch this person, or after an amount of time passes. If you could all come with me back to the main lobby, that would be swell. That would be nice.
Is anyone like very angry at this?
Yeah, what's such a read on the room?
Well, to start off, because I know that he'd immediately look at it, or because I know that someone immediately look at it, not calling out anyone in particular, Alphonse, the man who was by himself, seems to look at this in surprise, and has a smile on his face.
That could mean all of 5 things in this situation.
Yeah, that means that is just too vague to get any idea of what he thinks about that.
I know, but I figured one of you was going to immediately look at it.
I'd super look. It's just I'm just saying there's nothing we can really get out of it.
Yeah.
That's not explicitly a thing you need to. That's not explicitly.
That's not a condemnation. It's just it could mean a number of things in this situation. We need more context.
Everyone else in the room seems to be annoyed. The last person who went in to bid, especially. And actually, the man does speak up. You mean to tell me you're going to double the bid and hold off the auction?
Man, it sucks to fucking suck, doesn't it?
Also, wait, was he just sit there? you're going to double the bid. That could be nothing, but that could be also be.
To be fair, I get the impression they don't. They want people to not know who doubled it, or like who increased the bid and things.
If you want, you guys can roll insight.
Okay.
They'll roll. I imagine the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I imagine Peace Bond is ended by now.
Alphonse, you get...
It's not going well
Alphonse,
for you.
even with the 16, you're fine. You get the feeling it was more so a case of he doesn't know who doubled the bid, so
Yeah.
he's projecting it on that.
Yeah. That's what I assumed.
Yeah, that was the logical one, but you know, wording's gonna be interesting. Wording's
No, I get that.
Like, I get that too. That's why I just said, like, you
That wasn't one of your batshit jumps, that was a reasonable jump.
feel as if when I'm some of my jumps are perfectly reasonable when I'm explicitly going for the horrific extreme. But I preface it with like, this is the Satan timeline. I think I'm allowed to make the jump. Satan, one scenario being
the issue is more so when you have that be your line of argument for every little thing about the dungeon.
to be fair. That's mainly because that dungeon could have very easily killed us.
Fuck those fucking flying pieces of shit.
I still don't know how
Fuck you.
I still don't know how I survived through that. I should have gotten me and Sophie killed with that one attack. Anyway.
But God, just take 6 damage.
Anyway, yes. So I assume you guys are not going to fight against the going back to the main lobby comment?
No, I draw my blade!
Ah, you draw out your blade explodes, you're dead!
Aha! All according to plan.
It turns out they have Zabania, but they also turned your sword into gunpowder.
Also, yeah, side note, just to check, if we were close enough to get any sort of vague eye on it, the crossbow bolt seemed to be dripping with, I assume, some sort of poison.
You can probably assume. As such.
He will nod and then lean over to Quando and... Is it at all worth trying to offer your services as a cleric? To get a better eye of the situation?
It might. So yeah, I'll offer. In case you do need some help. As Kondo will go to the lady. Excuse me. If there does need to be medical aid, I am the quote-unquote healer for our group in case anything did happen. Do you need my services?
No, the auctioneer is a capable fighter in herself. She caught the bolt before it hit her.
Fuck, she's a monk!
Sting. Good to know. Armor Agathis goes burn.
I'll give them my regards then.
Just out of curiosity, where is that bolt currently?
It is in the hands of the lady.
I
Center of
assume
the
so,
room.
just wanted to check.
else, at least. You know that sneaking around, presumably, is easier than you think. Because whether it is magical or mundane, someone got close enough to try to shoot her in a building.
Yee.
But
I gotta work.
Ah. Yes, so you're all brought back to the lobby. You're brought in a way that doesn't make it too conspicuous that, like, 20 or so people have just suddenly entered the room.
Mm-hmm.
And you are all, of course, told, we do not know how long the chase will take, but as a general rule, but for a general situation, you may come back within half an hour for an update.
The what may take, sorry?
Chase.
Okay, concerning.
Wait, are they implying they... It's not that they don't know where they're at. Are they implying that they just need to get you all out of the way so they can chase them around the fucking building?
Do they...
Hilarious.
We're allowed to leave the building, right? Or did they say otherwise?
You can probably assume, based on what they just said, that you probably can, but you can also just ask to make sure.
I don't think I will.
This is fair.
Hey, Order Monarchs.
Oh.
Considering the Nat 20 earlier, would it be reasonable that with the general layout of the building he got from, like, inside and out, any idea of where they might exit if they were going in that room?
Considering you nat 20'd before, roll flat intelligence with advantage.
Joke's on you. That's the same as every intelligence skill I have.
Still at advantage.
16.
Okay. Alphonse, it takes a bit, but mentally mapping out the area in your head, you are able to realize that with how everything was probably positioned, the room the auctioneer was at was probably at the edge of the building. Like the outer rim.
Mm-hmm. Were there, like, any exits out there?
Of just the...
Around where that would have been from to outside.
Oh, definitely.
Alphonse will relay this and then we'll sort of mention, is it worth seeing if we can go ask around, see if anyone saw anyone exit at that time?
Also, around this time, Sky. A while ago, you finally woke up, from your pleasant dream. And in your transformed state, began making your way to the Wink and Kiss. Roll me a perception check. Demonics.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
Tired, I assume?
No, just collecting myself.
That sounds fun. So yes, please
Don't
make,
worry about it.
please make a perception check for Sky, as she is walking to the Wink and Kiss to attend the auction.
Oh my god, wait. Don't tell me Monix rolls high enough on this that because of his tardiness he's going to see the fucking assassin.
Hey, Demonics!
So,
You don't really fully see it. It's more so just like something you see, but you don't really fully mind it. You see, running in a certain direction, getting chased by two people who seem to be wearing armor very similar to the guard of the Wink and Kiss. It's like nothing actually particularly identifiable, but there's like something showing these are guards of the Wink and Kiss. As they just seem to be running off to the north. But that doesn't seem like that matters much, as you go in and you see the rest of the party.
da 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 da. Did that person have a description?
I'll do you one better. Yeah, she seemed to have had
You finally awoken.
she seemed to have had a weird. She only had one of those, like a weird weapon, that seems like a crossbow bolt. It's got differences though. But yes, Sky, you are within the main room with the rest of the party.
Okay. Hello.
Ah, my lord, you finally awoken. Welcome. We were just keeping an eye on this auction for you.
Abby looks at Alphonse and looks at Alphonse like a solid second, then nods, and is currently postponed. Yes, and it is currently postponed because someone tried to shoot the cell lady.
Alphonse slides Abby a gold.
Hopefully you arrived here safely, my lady. Oh, my lord.
That's not a me, to be clear. I'm actually sliding Abby a gold.
Now, friendly reminder that Sky currently looks like a morbidly obese man.
Yeah, sorry. I was looking at the picture on thing.
I'm calling them my lady. What?
I don't believe I was that discreet.
What?
Did we miss half the sentence or something?
Did I mishear a sentence?
I think you misheard a sentence, Demonix.
Possibly.
Hey, the last thing said was it was like the auction, like the auction's on hold because someone tried to shoot the cell lady.
Well, there was that woman with a crossbow road that looked like she was running from some guards.
That would probably be it then.
That would explain the chase comment. Well, if they're running from the guards, they mentioned the chase would be taking place. Do you know what they look like? Any distinguishing features?
How do you describe things?
You can just say you described the picture.
I describe what they look like.
So yeah, the only really form of discernible feature that you guys can make out is like those weird weapons, like the weird weapon she mentioned that looked like a crossbow bolt.
Yeah,
Wonderful,
she was
so-
pretty plain.
Wonderful. Well, I suppose if they've already started running at this point, there's not much we can do. Where were they coming from?
They were coming from the building, going north.
They were coming from the Winking Kid. No, that's here. They
Yeah,
were
that's
going
where we
north.
go.
Yeah, that is here.
Fuck. Maybe I'm more out of it than I thought.
Heading north. What is there to the north?
Canada.
Roll luck, I guess, to see if you ever heard about that.
Can I argue charisma?
No, because the thing is, you weren't explicitly asking about places to the north, like the
Okay.
northern part of the city, so I don't think I can.
No.
Yeah, there's not much that you know about. Like, as far as you know, going up north could very easily just mean they're leaving the city.
Mm-hmm.
But they're probably... They might be doing that. That's a might, maybe not.
Might be worth checking that out at some point. I didn't particularly note there was anything much up there. And that'd be a rather strange direction to leave the town in if I remember the geography of this place very well.
Yeah, they'd be running to a bunch of nothing for a few miles.
Well, the auction itself got postponed for a small bit whilst they deal with that chase situation. Last I heard, the prices got to somewhere, I'd guess, around over 2,000 gold. Also, yes, keeping this low considering we're in a more public area now.
Of course, of course.
Mutterings of conspirators and gay.
Yeah, you are in the main room of the town. Or, like, the inn.
There's one later as well, from what I heard, but beyond that, not much to talk about here. So I suppose, unless anyone else has anything to say, Alphonse will probably just be waiting until that happens.
Okay.
Something to point out is I'm going to just chalk this up to natural Abby curiosity. Did anyone, Seaman, did anyone, did anyone leave the building, like, once everyone was, like, the auction was postponed and, like, everyone was pulled out here? Did anyone just, like, did anyone just leave the actual building?
Roll perception. Actually, no, wait, no, never mind. I thought about it for a minute. Two groups would have done so. Funnily enough, it's, both of the groups that had illusion magic on them. So, the group of two, and then the guy by himself.
Yep.
Yeah. Abby would have, she noted, she notes, like, the group, like, the illusion people leaving. She would bring that up, because that's notable enough for her to be like, that's weird, rather than just, noticing that, this happens, and the auction is postponed, and then people just leave?
Alphonse apparently was going to go outside, and then Sky showed up, so...
Well, at least he got reason to now. Well, more reason to.
Yeah,
Bit late
like,
now,
I guess,
unfortunately.
yeah, presumably they left a while.
Yeah. You guys have been talking for a bit.
Should have asked that question early. So, one of the possibilities there is they got an idea of what the bid was at, didn't have enough on them, and they were like, do something to fucking fuck with. And also, it's only temporarily postponed, so who the fuck. It seems we are at an entire.
I suppose it's just wait until. Do we want to bail here, or do we want to fucking see if it's much happens after?
I mean, could we get away with saying some people left, so half of us can maybe track down the assassin, and the other half can find out who actually buys the orb? Or, dreaded splitting the party.
So I don't know how they're handling this. I honestly don't think that they're gonna do it in such a way that people will know.
Yeah, they're clearly hiding the bids for a reason.
And also, they didn't bring it with them. Considering they didn't bring it with them, they probably have some way to contact people, because they're gonna have to set up a meeting and whatnot to pass over the object.
I think just going and looking north, even if we don't find someone, find out what's going on there, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, we could. The issue is they explicitly mentioned they know what groups are together. Obviously, I suppose that could have been thrown a bit up in the air by this.
We only have to be a group if we're going to enter the room.
Yeah, that's fair. It would just seem a bit suspicious in my mind. But I don't think that'd be suspicious enough for them to care too much, so I think could work. Just I don't think we'd get much out of it. I think it'd be a risk that would not really pay off that much.
That's fair then.
Because the best we'll get about it is that, yeah, with how secretive they are being, it would be weird if they were just willing to admit who has it now.
Yeah, we want to look into assassin.
That's what Alphonse would advocate for at the very least. He was, again, going to be going out there already, and then things interrupted.
I'm down for that then.
Northward, I suppose.
Okay then. When you guys go to leave, you are just, of course, let out. None of the guards particularly stop you or try to motion you over for anything.
Wait, sorry. Quickly. Is the guy we think is Shaw still here?
He was
As I said
one of those that
before,
left.
he was one of the two groups who left. Yep. It was the
Sorry,
two. It was the two
that.
groups who had someone with illusion magic on them.
Okay.
Who left. But yes. So, if you're all going to attempt to find Madame Assassine, or the guard chasing after her, I would like for you guys to roll me a perception check.
Can I give myself guidance on this?
Yes. You may. Doesn't matter.
I'll roll above a 10 sometime today.
Okay.
Well, so I'm just.
Hey group, Quando didn't roll the
That's
lowest anymore!
Yes, I don't think this is going to be very high because it was presumably two men in armor chasing after a fucking.
Yeah, so it does still take a while, because they were running, noticeably. And you guys did take a few minutes. But thankfully, Sky, if there's one thing you know how to catch... If there's one thing that you know how to spot, it's Hot Girl. So you do eventually manage to spot the groups running. Alphonse, you do as well. But in the case of Alphonse, it's more so you see, like, one of the armored guys. In the case of Sky, you see the girl and the armored guy running, seemingly just down an alleyway.
Alphonse will like hold up a hand and hold off a bit. We don't want them to think we're chasing them. I'm mostly just curious whatever the hell's over here. Remind me, because I can't remember if this was a thing that Abby said she could, like, do at some point, or if can actually do. Is Abby telepathic in any way? Because I remember at some point you at least mentioned, like, I could do that once, or I could do that soon, but I can't remember whether you'd been able to do it yet.
Abby hasn't actually explained what that's about, and no.
Okay, just wanted to check. Because fucking Abby weird. He will look to Quando and could you try and see what's going on from above? We're not very likely to look up on the rooftops, I imagine, unless she gets up there herself.
No.
Don't forget to unmute if you're muted. You've forgotten.
Of course, I can.
Mm-hmm.
Flap.
Quando says for the first time, I imagine.
Quando's eyes become
Mhm.
slitted as they just fly upwards. Flap. Flap, flap. Flap, 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 flap. Flap, 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 flap.
Alphonse is then caught with not Alphonse. Fuck, goddammit, Quando is then caught in a magical trap that leaves him playing Flappy Bird for the next hour.
Flap.
Real life edition.
What did I get isekai into Mario?
You didn't get isekai into Mario, you got isekai into Flappy Bird.
Like we all know they share the same universe.
Fuck, you're right. But yes. Quando, if you're going over... I am going to need just a stealth roll to see if people in general notice this.
Can I give myself the guidance of going up?
Of course, of course.
Oh, thank God, it's a roll above 10.
Okay, so yeah, Quando, you do manage to get to a position where it seems like not many people are looking and just fly up there. I assume you're going to attempt to just using the top of the building attempt to figure out where they're going.
Yes, like kind of follow them by like jumping on the roofs, just keeping an eye on them, you know?
Of course, of course. They seem to just be going in directions. I think the best way to put it is, they know this town, you don't. So, if you did not have an innate advantage of an overhead view to keep up with them and maintain sight on them, you doubt you'd have been able to actually keep up with them much. But as time goes on, it seems to be less of a case of they're going to somewhere specific, and more so she's just trying to lose him. And failing.
I see. They suck.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
Well, we'll follow Godless and try to, like, give indication to the party where they are. I believe I do have... Probably causing, like... So I'm seeing like how exactly I can do this. Yeah, probably just like creating like little like pops in the air, like in front of the party, just so they know where to go via thaumaturgy.
Oh, okay. Would you mind
Like,
posting thaumaturgy for me? Or something?
yeah, I could do
30-foot range.
yeah, but like again, it's like I'm not too far ahead of them, so I'm just trying to like put it in the air that they can. So I'm gonna be like, oh, what's that? But for
Okay.
them, it's like, hey.
Okay. Yeah, so... let's just put... There we go. So yes, you all hear, like, a popping noise. And can see Quando. And I assume just looking up to Quando, just seeing him seemingly just trying to motion you all to go. Like, this way.
Probably stick a bit back, but yeah, move closer. And just try and keep an eye on it.
And yes, so Quando, I assume you're just going to be doing this as you're following them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Just like snapping my fingers as I'm going across.
Yeah. So, thankfully for you, they don't actually... you can outpace... you can tell you'd definitely be able to outpace these two, if you were involved with this chase. And they just seem to be going at, like, roughly the same pace as the party. So it's pretty easy to make sure to lead them. Since you don't have to expend all of your efforts to keep up.
Fast as fuck, boy.
Faster than 30, boy. But again, they don't seem to be going to any concrete direction. It seems like she is just trying to lose him. And after a while, I am going to need a perception check to see if you can keep your eyes on them.
Okay. I wouldn't have guidance since I'm doing that, so... yeah. Oh!
Hey!
Like a hawk.
Yeah, so, funnily enough, you managed to spot her going into, essentially just making a quick turn, after making, she essentially just makes 2 quick turns in a row, and then manages to hide in a way that the man chasing her, unfortunately, does not notice she hid, and thus keeps going, thinking she made a fucking burst of speed down that alley.
Ah. So she basically went zoom.
Yeah.
They think she went zoom.
Yeah, he thinks she went zoom. What? And, like, in his mind, oh god, she's turned oh great, she's turned the corner. Oh god, she turned 2 corners. She's probably going to be going extremely fast to see if she can actually get away from me. Fuck, she was trying to get away! Because, you know, you don't think right in the chase. Especially after a chase that's gone on a while.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, you're fine. The party's fine, because they've been following a chase, not chasing.
So Kondo will probably just keep up with her, just, you know, but not like actually like...
I would like you to roll stealth. See if you can hide from her. Because it does seem like she is going to be trying to look around.
Ooh.
As Kwando, you are preparing to get into a place where you can just watch them. They, unfortunately, as you're about to get to a spot where it's good to hide, you just see her staring at you. As, she's going to get back up and continue running.
As he'll kind of cast thaumaturgy in a way that, like, he can just, like, no, never mind. I'll just, use the dash of speed to go ahead and be like, I'm not here to capture you or anything, just ask some questions. Still on the roof.
Roll persuasion at disadvantage. She's not listening. Furthermore, she's running away from you. So it is very hard for her to listen to that.
Well, I'm going to keep up with her, as I will do a quick sending to Albons, because I imagine that they lost me at this fight. Give the quick scenario that she lost the guards, how she spotted me trying to get her to stop.
Alphonse will give a sigh and then lost the guards, we need to get moving. And we'll pick up the pace.
As Kwando will kind of...
Don't worry about it. I almost doubled back on something I said like an idiot.
As Kwando will now actually take the dash action to kind of zoom up close to her.
Okay.
No weapon in hand.
Roll.
Just...
Roll athletics at advantage. Because you are faster than her. Unfortunately, with a burst of speed you did not see her using against the guards, when she sees you flying towards her, she's going a lot faster.
Step of the wind.
You already gave yourself advantage, I'm gonna be honest. That's not gonna do anything. This is a situation of... The thing is, you're now in a scenario where you are chasing her through an area that she does still know better for you, so you can't... I don't know how to explain this without...
Okay, in that case, if I see her getting away from me, I will go back to my previous of keeping an eye on her from the rooftops if I can't catch her physically then.
Yeah, you can definitely do that, but she is still... She's going a lot faster this time, still.
Well, I imagine she's not going way faster than me, so I can at least keep pace with her even on the rooftops. Unless she's going
she did get a bit of a lead from you flying back up, but you should be able to close the gap with time.
But yeah, at this point, Quando is just, if he can't catch up to her, it's just going to make sure that he knows where she is. Again, not having any weapons in hand, not throwing anything at her, just continuing along.
Okay, Groot, I'm going to say this now. You having no weapons in hand will not do anything in this scenario.
I know, I'm just stating what I'm doing.
He's just
I know, it's the fact you stated it 3 times. I'm saying this so that you don't have to anymore.
Okay.
But yes. After a while, it does eventually just reach a point where she cannot keep running anymore. I would like Quando to roll con, though. Or a con save. Yeah, you're fine.
Oh.
Even if it was flat, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you do not have a level of exhaustion for how long that chase took.
Woo!
Further good news, she looks very tired. And I assume, once you spot the party, you just give a thaumaturgy, signaling this way.
Pop pop.
Oh god. Oh no. I just started picturing the cat meme. No, like the cat's like mouth opening up with the pop sound. Yeah. Yes, that place. I was going to voice chat to post the same thing. Yes, that place.
Yes, like I said, I'm not here to attack you or anything. Just want to talk.
Okay. Fine. What is it?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
2. I assume you're the one who attacked at the auction then?
Say that, she's just quiet.
I thought I'd give you a chance to defend yourself if you are innocent. At least so we can go after, well, find out exactly what happened. And from your tone, I imagine you're not going to answer number 3. But why?
She was selling a bought item.
Did she say bad item?
Bought.
Ah. Someone already purchased it? Yes, she was still putting it up for auction.
I wonder who this girl could work.
That's the short version of it.
Are we caught up by now or not?
It probably takes a bit, but yeah, you guys do eventually catch up. I imagine the situation is more like this.
So I assume you work for the person who bought this item? Or is this
I work
more
for-
of a...
I work for myself. The people who bought the item would be very cross with me if I let her sell it to someone else.
Ah.
You'd think if you wanted the item, you'd try to find out where it is, not kill her, am I incorrect?
Oh, I know where it is. I just also didn't know when she was going to show up. And I was not going to fight her fairly.
Meta thing. I'm trying to puzzle that through in my head. It feels like there's something that says context missing here, because otherwise that is a ridiculous idea.
I'll tell you now, there is context missing here.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yeah.
So you decided to break into a place that was clearly rather heavily guarded?
It's about as heavily guarded as, you're liked by the city or not. Also, I know my way around that building. You'd be surprised how easy it is to get to find a poke hole into that room.
What was that first thing, sorry? The is about as heavily guarded as...
That place is as heavily guarded as much as the city likes you.
Oh.
And what was her name?
Oh. Oh, so you really were just auction goers.
We had our own reasons for being there.
Looks
More
like
interested
I've
in the
lucked out.
people, you could say.
I won't cry there. I don't think I'm in the position to. Her name is Noreen Dest. I'll say this here, none of you know that name.
I was going through my notes.
I also went through my notes.
It didn't sound.
Seems like you didn't do a good job, though.
I admit I might have overestimated my skill. It's fine, though. At the very least, I've made sure she's distracted.
Cool, that confirms that assumption then.
What? This was all a massive diversion? I have no idea what the fuck you're on about.
Anyway, as she stands up, if you don't actually need me for anything, I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to tell you much, so can I go?
Don't suppose you'd be willing to part with your name before you go?
Fine. At the very least, if you were with the auctioneers... At the very least, if you were with the auctioneers, you would have already known it. Halira. Halira Ravenfest.
Can we get that spell?
You may.
Also, someone remind me, because I do not remember names. That wasn't the person who was, like, in the note, was it? The message.
The person who was mentioned in the message from Char was the Lysandra.
Cool. Thought so. I didn't think, well, maybe I just didn't think it began with I thought it began with an L.
Also, let me just... There you go. I have to show the image again. Oh wait, no, well, yeah, you can all see it, so. I'm smart. There you go, you now have her name. I will also...
Can we get the auctioneer's name also? Yeah.
Yep, was about to do that. Noreen Dest.
I'll be back.
Oh, that was not how I thought that was spelled. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the spelling's kind of dumb.
No.
I also wouldn't be surprised if I butchered the
ones.
pronunciation, but... Well, at least the last name's pronunciation. It could have been like Behest.
I doubt it.
Yeah.
We'll look at the rest of the group, and let's be honest, we're not getting anything much from her. I got no objection with letting her go here. We'll sort of glance at her though, and though just for personal preference, I'd recommend if you're going to do these sorts of things, keep it to at least people like that.
Sure.
Yeah,
I've-
can I roll insight on that?
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother rolling insight because Alphonse is just not going to believe that straight up, regardless of whether it's true.
There was such conviction in that tone, though.
Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god.
Good.
Stop fucking lying.
But yes,
No,
I wonder.
That was just Alphonse going, here is my excuse to stab you next time we meet.
Yeah.
But yes, I wonder what would happen if we. I wonder what would happen if we rammed a knife into her neck and just so happened to like examine her remains rather closely. I wonder if we find a tattoo anywhere on her.
I'll tell you now. You wouldn't. She's not a part of those.
Interesting. Half the
The
fucking
Centaur.
Stanislaus Guild.
Not the
Anyway,
Xanathos Guild.
Kondo will. Is there anything like particularly like an object on her that is particularly like distinct?
Outside of the weapon, of course. Roll a quick perception check.
Okay. Do.
God, it is not your session.
What's that?
If
Like
there was
donut one?
if there's anything else that
Still more than 30.
if there's anything else of note she's keeping on her, you can't see it.
Okay, then I will just keep an eye on the weapon though, for future reference. What? Locate the object? What are you talking about?
That's not a spell that exists.
Well, if I'm free to go, I'm out of here. As she walks away.
Stay safe.
You too,
Alphonse.
random people.
Gives in the most deadpan voice he can.
Hers is like deadpan exhaustion. She goes.
And then she gets off screen for calling all that attention to herself, thus making her super easy to re-find afterwards and exhausting herself in the process.
Wow. That was admittedly rather anticlimactic. Do you think it's too late to go and check out the other groups that left? That wasn't brought up, was it? Sorry.
No, Abby would have brought it up, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's just would have. I think it was just too late at that point.
I suspect at this point it's too late to go see the tooth that are under some form of illusion magic. Even if I'm not alone in my assumption. I hope that she was likely working with them.
I'm not 100% sure, but
I think she was at least working with. She at least had somebody. She was weird.
indeed.
Did you, I assume not, happen to see what direction they headed in when leaving the Winking Kiss?
She shakes her head. Outdoors.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting anything. It was just, had to ask.
They opened door, they closed door. Well, more like someone opened the door for them and closed the door for them, but...
How dare. So we blame that person specifically and kill them later.
So, unfortunately we didn't get very much from this, from what I'm reading of it. Got a bit, certainly, but not much.
Unfortunately not.
Alphonse will glance around, see if there's anyone just in the general area, and then we're we should probably get back to somewhere a bit more private than a random street.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we're in an alley right now or something.
Yeah, I know, just Alphonse doesn't want to do this in a random alley.
Yeah, ignore
no.
ignore what the map looks like. You guys are in a system of alleyways. But yeah, I get what you mean.
I recognize it's probably pretty decent for talking about things, it's just Alphonse doesn't want to talk about it in this sort of situation.
Yep, that is fair.
It's too dusty and musty. smells like shit. Anyway, so yes, you guys are all going back to the Wink and Kiss.
Is that where our rooms are?
That's where you guys got your rooms before. Do you want to try going somewhere else?
I admittedly wasn't. I was kind of assuming there wasn't anywhere else.
Yeah.
No, so. Yeah, you guys get your rooms. I'm just going to assume that you guys rented rooms for, like, the entire time you'd be here. Which, to actually do the pricing for that, because we never actually did that, that'd be 6 gold per room. So, 12 gold? Unless you guys all want to share one room?
You.
So,
No.
so yeah, probably groups of
Oh,
two.
Alphonse will pay for his room.
Okay.
How much was it per
Yeah,
person?
wait, how many days are we staying?
It's not per person, it's per night. You guys had to stay 3 days to wait for the auction to happen. So, 2 per night was my logic. So,
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah.
So get over here, sheep.
But that's fucking expensive.
Yeah, and again, these are
Yeah.
rooms that are, like, higher quality for their price.
Yeah, I was just saying, because I think 2 gold per night is the wealthy on the, is in, like, wealthy on the fucking in-stay table.
I believe it is. Yeah. But, yes, when you guys return to the Wink and Kiss for your sleep, you guys do see all of the people that were at the auction before. This includes the 2 people that had illusion magic on them.
huh?
So this happened. They left, then they came back.
And seemingly on cue to you all coming back, one of the guards begins walking up to the people involved in the auction, eventually you guys included, and begins calling you back to the room.
Alphonse will probably ask, effectively, like, is it for bidding still, or has that all ended by now?
The bidding shall still occur.
Alphonse will like make a show of being like rather a bit huffy about it, and then it's much as they were implying, do they at least intend to announce which lucky soul got it, or?
If nobody bids in the amount of time that we have thought of, then the amount they are paying for will not be stated, but who will be getting it will be stated.
That's at least worth keeping an eye on, I suppose. Alphonse Alphonse like very much playing the huffy guard. But interesting they're willing to reveal that.
I suppose it might tie into the whole fact as well that, like, it might honestly have something to tie into the fact that the items already been sold prior.
Yeah.
I think I think we're missing like one more element to this, honestly.
Alphonse will advocate for sticking, once like the guards walked off, sticking by the door if they're gonna go in.
Condo.
On doing that, some of the guards are going to walk to you and ask, would your group please sit at a table?
Can Alphonse ask what? Or would Alphonse know why?
Common sense would dictate you don't normally want someone with potentially evil intentions to be the one hanging out by a door. Also, just, you don't want a stranger to be the one hanging out by a door.
Fair enough. Alphonse is still going to insight that for what it's worth, but yeah, that's about right. We'll probably just advocate for taking one of the nearer tables to the door.
None of them see any issue with that, as far as you can tell.
Honestly, considering, I feel as if I'm a bit surprised half the fucking venue isn't hovering by the door. There was a blazing assassination that happened half an hour ago.
It feels weird that they're enforcing this, I'm not gonna lie. Alphonse
worry.
is probably not hand on weapon ready, but is prepared for a fight.
Not gonna lie, this feels as if we're getting caught in between two separate tracks.
Yeah, Alphonse was very, very tempted to just go, fuck this. But also, I suspect that also would have caused problems.
But yes, so after you all sit down, and give it a minute, the woman, the initial woman, who you all now know to have the name Nareen Dest, appears. Hello again. I am sure some of you might be confused, considering the circumstances. But do not be alarmed. The auction will still continue as planned. Although, for caution's sake, we will say, for those of you worried, we will shorten the amount of time that the auction will have left to, let us say, 5 minutes. There was already a lack of people appearing before. So just in case you have a last-second change of heart. As, she gives a little curtsy, and then walks back to the room she was seemingly in before. Is there anything you guys... Are you guys going to do anything or no?
I think at this point we're just sort of waiting to see whoever it goes to and then fail.
Okay. After a while, the woman comes out and says, with no bids in the required time frame, the auction is over. The winner of the auction is a man by the name of Alphonse. You may all leave now. Mr. Alphonse, we will deliver your items
Is she
to you.
looking at me out of curiosity? Just check.
She does not seem to be looking at anyone in particular.
Cool. Alphonse is just gonna not react to this. And when people begin to leave, he'll sort of stand up and move with the group.
Yep. I assume you all do this?
Yeah.
Okay. You are all eventually brought back to the main lobby.
Whenever they're at a decently secluded place, he will turn to the group and I'd like to leave. Any objections?
Yeah, you didn't go in there.
I did not.
No, I think
This is a set. Undoubtedly a set. And so I'd rather be out of here as soon as possible. Did any of you leave anything in your rooms?
I always carry everything on.
Yep, I have
chest.
everything.
The
That's
chest.
just probably what it's
Question, do the rooms have windows?
Yes.
Cool. He'll look at...
Actually, no. Better question. Would you guys have wanted ones with windows?
Would Abby have wanted one with windows, is the important question here.
Honestly, she probably prefer one with windows.
Then they have.
Alphonse will look to Abby and I can ask Androlia to go get the chest for you if you that's alright. She can likely come up the window and we can... It will look a bit suspicious, admittedly, though. But I don't think this is getting any less suspicious, truthfully. Is anyone, he'll sort of scan the room, is anyone particularly looking at their group?
At your guys' group?
Yes.
No. Yeah, no. No one is.
There's also the chance that someone just... I don't happen, but for some reason chose the name Alphonse, and without being aware that I was actually here.
Yeah. Though, okay, there's also a couple other routes this could go. And that is, it's a setup. But having the thought, the other route would be... suppose... is specifically this. Because Alphonse is pretty old, right? Troll Wars is old or some shit.
And, he was under the impression that, Savra would know of this in some way, I think. Yes, Alphonse is 558.
There's a chance you will recognize someone used your name to force you out of the venue, because the idea would be you might recognize them.
That's unlikely, let's settle with. Alphonse has been a recluse for actual centuries by this point.
Okay. I see.
He has lived in the wild for hundreds of years by now. Like a weirdo.
Fucking hell.
Man pieced out around the time of troubles? So probably not centuries, but at least a century.
Was it?
Yes,
No,
man pieced out around the time of troubles.
Wasn't he?
So, about a century.
Okay.
The question at that point, though, is like, if it's... Who's setting the trap?
Side note, fucking Solo Man. What's he doing at this point?
He's at the bar drinking.
I see.
There's something...
Oh, I can say this here, because I'm pretty sure one of you would have kept an eye on him. Like, at least for the little bit you guys were in the lobby, so you guys would have seen him just drinking.
I'll admit, even if it's not a setup, Alphonse doesn't want to be here.
That's perfectly fair. Yeah, like, fucking, we're missing something, and I hate it.
The issue is we don't really have anywhere to go if we don't do this.
I suppose that is one thing, Seaman, is presumably... this is the whole thing, like, we don't know exactly how this whole process is meant to go, even though it's apparently a scam. Like, is everyone who was in that room, like, present out here now? Or did any, like, someone say...
Everyone who was at the auction, was either in the lobby, or you did see a few of them leave. But none of the important ones. Quote unquote. None of the ones you guys have been actively looking out for.
Cannot wait for this thing to be one of those D&D coincidences that overcomplicate things but mean nothing. And it is just someone else named Alpha.
Regardless of the exact situation, if I am believed to be the person that bought that, I don't think it'll end well for anyone.
No.
Again, I'd rather leave as soon as possible.
Can we see the map?
The map of the valley?
Yeah.
Okay.
Could head to Tribor, I guess. It's not like there's anywhere else to head.
Indeed. Priority is keeping you and all of us safe.
I would truthfully very much like to figure out whoever's using my name, even if it's just sheer coincidence.
The last thing I want is us to be mistaken as evildoers.
He will nod. He will sort of pause and suppose if it comes to it, we could At the very least, I could head out of the town and camp out a bit far out for a bit whilst you all investigate.
Perhaps, but I think safety in numbers, especially with what's around here, is better. But maybe, Abby, you could do your trick. Just go invisible.
Either way, I imagine they're heading up to the room to gather any final pieces they've left behind.
Of course, of course.
Presumably, fucking piecing. The other really big risk about this is if someone's used your name, because we have people with illusion magic running around.
If they want to appear like me and do shit. Yeah.
Yeah, also use your face and also just promise to people who are also scamming people who are throwing around that much money. A lot of...
Yeah. We just don't want to be in here. So presumably, yes, go up, get stuff, and then leave.
Okay then. You guys eventually find Kevin and, well, of course, get the cart, which has a sentry on it. And make your way out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my god, Kevin, where were you?
I was looking into private things.
Alphonse will be, like, keeping an eye out as they're traveling, just to make sure no one's following them.
It does not appear to be that way. As, you all make your way to Tribor, nothing happens, pretty much. As you all arrive within the city, which does have a map. But also, I'll say it right here, nothing is going to be going on, so I'm not even going to bother sending you the map. Unless you guys want to see the map of Tribor. I don't think you've actually seen that map yet.
Don't think we have, no.
Fuck it. Here's the map of Tribor.
This place looks neat.
Yeah. It, like Red Larch, is, like, major trading city. It's just that, well, Red Larch is just, like, Waterdeep, or, like, Waterdavian people tend to go through there. Tribor is the case of, like, this is, like, the center point of the Long Road, where people from Waterdeep, Silvery Moon, and, fucking third one, meet.
Neverwinter.
No, that's still like 5 years away, I think. Cause that the place is still being rebuilt in fucking timeline, right? I don't think it's done yet. Isn't it like, or has it even begun?
Where's what?
When is this? Is this same as? Is this same as?
It's the year after Dragon Heist.
Cool. Yeah.
Or, no, year before Dragon Heist. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's definitely still like going on.
1491.
Because fucking spoiler alert. What's his name? My brain is farting. Previous fucking
Blacksmith?
Dag. Previous open lord. My brain refuses to let me know.
November?
Yeah.
There we go. Yeah, he pissed off back to Neverwinter after getting outed. Because his life's work is Neverwinter, and he... that's almost said some stuff I probably shouldn't say.
After it got, like, leveled or something, right?
Yeah, shit happened to Neverwinter. I don't remember the exact stuff, but he's been, like, rebuilding it, but I don't think it'd be finished by now.
Yeah, because I remember that little detail from the. That's one of the whole thing. Like, you know that fort you guys went to in Fort of the Dragon Queen? That's the fort.
Dragon's
That's
Spear?
no, that was the castle. No, that fort, the place that you got struck by holy fire.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
that place is meant to like house workers for repairing the road. Repairing the road up there because the swamp, due to the presence of two really old dragons combined with all the other nasty shit in it, encroaches on the road and like erodes it, so it needs regular repairs.
Yeah. But yes. Now that you guys are in Tribor, is there anything you would like to do?
I imagine we are still close together, just...
You're in a different town. Yeah, like, you guys are still close together.
Yeah, I mean, but, like, stick, like... in pairs, at least.
Yes.
The issue is fucking. I don't know what we do from here.
We didn't really get any directional info from the auction stuff. Like, we have stuff to work on now if we can get a direction, like try to get more influence, but like there's outside of like telling somebody, so at that point we crap. Great granddaughter's people about
the girls fight.
the Feather Girls people like about it. Like, cause like that's the only like air quotes official fucking thing we have going on here. There's not really any. Yeah, like.
I guess also look for rumors, maybe?
Hmm.
Yeah, I guess look around this town. Because I'll admit, Alphonse probably wants to give it a bit before going to Feathergale Spire, considering things that were mentioned there.
I can also send a sending if need be. If you want to send a message.
I'm trying to admittedly figure out what Alphonse's opinion on the idea that Savra should know about that in some way, or people think that Savra should know about that.
I will say, as a reminder, because she did tell you, Savra is staying in Red Larch.
Yeah, so that's not really the best person anyway. Alphonse will probably, like, advocate waiting on that a bit.
Alright.
So, like, what do we have? Like, if nothing else, we're in a better position, like, just power-wise, to maybe think about, like, checking it out again. Because, like, so, like, kind of like what we have left is outside of, like, any rumors and stuff, there's the temple, the one with the cave-in gate, like, reinvestigating that, potentially. There's...
Just to make sure, by temple with the caved-in gate, did you mean the summit hall?
Yeah, that thing.
Yeah. The thing that we really don't want to touch.
Yeah, this is the people that threatened us with ballistas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that. Can we, like, left anything else?
If you would like me to mention something, it's not related to the Char investigation, as far as you guys know.
Group dead.
Oh, Groot dead.
Group alive.
Welcome back, Groot.
Sake.
But yeah, so there is actually 2 things that you guys know you can do right now. You can, of course, head over to the Summit Hall to try and take that back or some shit. And you don't know where it is, but you were told about a place called the Sacred Stone Monastery. That was affiliated with Braylon's father in some way.
We could also go and help out that fucking construct.
You could also go and help out that construct.
Could we, like... Yeah,
Eventually, I'm not gonna lie, that is the one that's on my mind the most, because it's explicitly something that'll be away from civilization.
And then also gives time for potential... Yeah, and also gives, not only just that, but it also gives time for any potential consequences to, like, rear their ugly heads, but also, at that point, we're in the middle of fucking nowhere and way harder to track.
Like, I'll be honest, I'm concerned about whoever did get the orb and everything going on there. But at the same time...
do about it.
Yeah...
We have nothing to go on regarding that.
Yeah, like, and the whole thing about it is, as well, is, like, again, I feel as if we're missing just like a piece or two, because the whole thing about it says, she claims the orb has already been sold. It's in a location, her employers know.
It's in a location where specifically she chose to attack them at the guarded place as opposed to go and get it.
Yeah, like, apparently they know where it's at, but they know where it's at. And also the whole weird thing about it is, like, she's saying that she did that to, like, stall the auction. So, so the idea is, so someone bought the orb wasn't given to them, and then they ran another auction, and the assassin seems to be under the impression, or at least her employers seem to be under the impression, that the auction is worth doing something about. Which means she, presumably that time, there was a risk of her actually selling the orb, and thus it being, I guess, harder to get a hold of or something. Because I doubt they care about fucking auction people scamming. But, like, the whole thing is, as well, is it comes off as, it's a blatant distraction, but a distraction for what?
Especially considering the groups we're assuming they're affiliated with fucking came back.
Like, what could have fucking they have done in especially quietly, in half an hour that would have hinged on her being like, I was almost shot.
It's something's clearly happened there, or we know something's happened there. But it's...
I don't know what is so...
It's also just too dangerous for us to be there, I think.
Yeah, because the thing is, people willing to throw around 4-digit gold are going to have guards and shit. And the thing about it is that's an illegal... What's going on there is illegal. It's secretive. So anything we could do, if we get caught in the process, they aren't just gonna. Not only do you have like,
It's not
maybe we
arrested,
could
it's
handle-
kill.
yeah, like maybe we could deal with the venues guards, but at that point as well, there's a very real chance at least some of the very wealthy people there guards will get involved. Like that's the type of situation that escalate very quickly. And also, we already know, and we at that point know that the auction lady is a trained combatant, and is presumably the person handling all this wealth.
And we also just can't reasonably act on the assumption that, like, oh yeah, it's just a coincidence that the name was Alphonse, because that's not a risk that we should be taking.
Not in this situation, yeah. Oh, God.
So, admittedly, unless there's something else and, like, any people have any big objections, actually going and tracking down that construct and going, like, yo, can we... That's something to do that we can help someone with whilst things wait out.
Yeah, like, see, and who knows, maybe it'll coincidentally fucking give us something to, more to launch off on. Weird magical constructs don't typically come from literally nowhere.
Yeah, I'm good with that plan. Like, Kondo's not happy regardless of anything, but...
It's not... it's not a great plan, and I'm not happy with it. But I think it's probably the best we can do. Because again, going to that fucking... going to the... prayer hall, or whatever the exact name was, that's not a good idea right now. That has not gotten anywhere, like, closer to a better idea.
Especially with 3, 4, 5 people on.
Yeah, like it's very much a case of you just don't quite know what it's like. You can never quite know what's actually in there, and whatever's in there was enough to
all of the routes that we know exist beyond that fucking other prayer hall where the like father was, but also
it's a case of they're the type of part of
they're
it
more
is
risk than reward.
yeah, and also the part of it is right now the party is in a state where they're bounty hunting or going around and doing odd jobs. This isn't like a Horde of the Dragon Queen situation where shit be real, yo.
Yeah.
It is. We're not in a position to where more unreasonable risk become reasonable because something else is going on.
So yes, unfortunately, none of us are really happy with this plan, but it's the best we got.
Do you have anything demonic? Just to make sure.
No.
Okay.
So
Then
go track down the construct if we can.
Okay.
our best friend Otto.
You guys go to the Somber Hills, allegedly through the actual path, rather than trying to actually just go through that randomly. And I would like for one of you to roll me luck.
Me and Groot have already done it. Do we want to have Glitch or Demonics go?
I vote demonics. Yeah.
After all, everyone in this group has amazing luck.
My luck's
You're fools.
My luck's amazing.
I vote demonics.
It's gonna be another 4. I'm fucking calling it. Oh Jesus!
Okay. Then.
What? What?
You see, Demonics. You're in a group with Glitch and Groot.
So yeah, you guys see down the road, seemingly
What?
walking towards you guys, a familiar-looking suit of armor.
Alphonse will, like, as it approaches, sort of slow to a halt and then give it a wave.
As you do, it walks towards you.
He's gonna let it approach. Will not, like, draw weapons or anything. and hope it has not gotten more hostile since they last met.
Abby will wave. Like, hello, Metal Man.
It looks at your face, Alphonse. Well, looks, quote unquote. You are not the one.
Yes. Hopefully you could probably understand me. We met before. You're looking for someone? I'd like to help with that, if you don't mind.
Hey, Blaze.
Hmm?
Roll me 1d3.
A D3?
Yup.
2.
It seems to comprehend what you said. Two days.
2 days?
2 days or I will leave.
Ah, 2 days to help you find, so you're gonna go it alone?
Yes.
Wonderful. Atonement.
At least I gave an explanation to this fucking thing.
So, who are you looking for? Oh, spell that?
Arakar Kalathar.
I will assume that name is familiar to none of us.
About that, Alphonse.
Oh!
Roll history.
Oh boy. I'm amazing at this skill.
I guess none of us have a chance.
No. Sorry, you guys are too young.
I resemble.
Yes, you got no idea, Alphonse. You must have not been in the area at the time.
Name's not familiar. I assume because you're wandering around here, likely in the Somber Hills?
No response.
Wonderful. Both times you see it, has it just been on this main path?
The first time you saw it, it was walking this way. The second time you saw it, it's now walking this way.
So yes, main path.
Yeah.
Arakar Kalathar. So I'm just saying, what's the bets he's dead?
I have no idea what you're talking about. How dare you speak with me?
There's every chance, honestly. Because that doesn't... Because if nothing else, that doesn't... You're not registering that as an elvish name, presumably. It doesn't sound like a fantasy dwarf name. And fucking... Alphonse is the only one who could get that, or like Alphonse, like his age is important to getting that. It's a very real chance, yeah, they're just fucking dead.
So I think best shot we got, try and find something that points at it being dead.
Also, what's that mean this thing has been...
Yeah, don't worry, my next question was going to be, how long you been wandering for then?
First off, on the meta, I think that is the most casually I have ever heard Alphonse speak. Second...
Yeah, I didn't mean to go into that.
Don't worry. I'm just going to assume that
Really,
Alphonse
Alphonse-
actually did the normal Alphonse thing. It's just the way you
So-
said that amused me.
How long have you been wandering in these lands for?
No response.
Gestures at mountains. Cool. So I think, I mean, our best shot is we either... Do we know what this place is?
The Somber Hills? Or the Vale of Dancing Waters?
Ye.
No, not really.
Or at least we know this path along here, though, right?
It's pretty hard to hide it.
Alphonse will, like, look around and... We could try that, path off to the side we saw. Unless any of you had any way of particularly searching for this person?
Not without any clues to what we might. No.
I don't find people.
Wonderful, you're going to learn how to then.
The only way I have is unless we have a very particular item.
Alphonse will, like, turn and throw a glance at the construct. Any particular item that we could use to find? Sign?
The Watchful Night.
The Watchful Night, was that?
The Watchful Night.
Yeah, no, repeating the same tone didn't make it any clearer.
Watchful Night.
Yes.
Okay, so I did get it right.
Yes, they are just repeating the Watchful Night every time you question it.
Don't suppose... Well, I turn back to, Kondo. Don't suppose just name of a thing works? Never... I don't suppose just a name of such a thing would work.
You slipped do a character voice there.
I would?
I can tell you exactly who that was.
I would actually like, specifically Alphonse and Quando to roll just a flat intelligence check on something.
But you slipped into that.
No.
Alphonse, you swear you remember seeing a sign for the Watchful Night recently. Like, since you've come into the valley.
No. No, it's not that thing, is it? No.
Alphonse will sort of, like, clock that and... Name sounds familiar. I suppose... Backtrack a bit up? I'm pretty sure we... Oh, sorry. My brain farted there when you said valley. I assumed you meant... this valley. But no, I've clocked it now. Watchful Night.
Yes, this valley.
Yeah, I got it.
Well, yeah. No, because we didn't get a name for
It definitely wasn't Red Larch. I'm pretty...
Like, it wasn't the Necromancer Cave, right? It wasn't that thing?
No.
No. There's
The
nothing
name
like
that
that.
you know that to be is like, because you did get a name for it.
We did get a name, but I don't
It's
think
called
that was
Lance
Watchful,
Rock.
right? Yeah.
No, I mean like the...
Because you had the entire spiel of that man going how he is the ruler of the Lance Rock. was it King?
There was nothing about a watchful night in the necromancer.
I'm talking about the sigil, but yeah.
Yeah.
That sigil didn't have anything you could write on there. I'll say it was the Lord of Lance Rock, Orioth!
I'm pretty sure it wasn't in Red Lodge, because we've been there enough times that I think we'd remember that by now. What other... I don't think it was in Yata, because we've only been to like 2 named places in Yata.
Yeah, my
Was
brain is...
Beliard?
What? The night... sorry, what was it again?
The Watchful Night.
Watchful Night.
Okay, so that's definitely not like the last 9 or any.
That feels like an inn name, I'm not gonna lie. What was the name of the inn in the, I know it's, I imagine it's not, but... Because the Swinging Sword was the... what was the name of the inn in Red Lodge?
The Swinging Sword was the inn and a bar. The place across the street from it was another bar.
Okay.
And it was called the Helmet High Sun.
Blaze is getting infected by Waterdeep and its laws. Wait, Waterdeep was the one with the... Was it Baldur's Gate that has the no inns and no inns and bars law?
That's a Baldur's Gate thing, because I don't recall ever hearing this.
Okay, so it's Baldur's Gate that has, yeah. And you can't have bars and inns that have to be set.
Also, I'm pretty sure if... I know that's a specific case, but I'm pretty sure if you couldn't have a place be a bar and an inn, that Durnan would be out of a job.
Oh, yeah.
Durnan would just have a different job.
Yeah.
That or you just put the bar next door to his inn.
Oh, hey. I finally opened up my notes. And it does in fact say Devastation Orb is the floating rock.
Ah.
Something tells me, like, our wisest decision as a D&D party so far was not to do a thing that I imagine at least one person somewhere who's played through this campaign and smack it as hard as they could with their sword.
Honest answer, doing that does nothing.
Oh, neat. Look. The lady said, like, to be fair, the lady's apparently lying about some things. But like, the lady was like, the reason it's not on site is because if something happens, it'd kill us all.
Well, I didn't say doing nothing to it inside. I just said smacking it with a sword wouldn't set it off. There is a way to set it off.
What fucking towns have we actually seen much in?
Because we've been to...
My guess, it has to be... Yeah, but we haven't seen the names for all of... Like, the maps for all of them, I'm pretty sure. Because I think... Didn't we, like, just skip over the 2 down here?
Yeah,
Womford and Barge, right?
You went to Womford, but pretty much all you did there was take a job and then leave.
Yeah, because we went with the caravan.
Red Larch, you guys know what you've done here. Westbridge, you've only really passed through there. Triborg, you've only really stayed there for, like, getting to other places.
If nothing
Belchard, you
else,
pretty much only been for the auction.
they said-
Belliard, you dropped off those people, and you had like that one visit.
if nothing else, so he says like sign watchful night. If nothing else, fucking
It's interesting, specifically Quando and Alphonse. Are the ones who can make that check.
like yeah.
I'll say
It
this
could just
here.
be Abby's stuff.
Abby wouldn't have paid attention.
Okay.
Alright.
And
Yeah, like if it's nothing
I believe
in
Sky was asleep at the time.
if it's
Okay. I
nothing
just want to
in-
check, because if it was like we came in from a particular direction.
Yeah. Like fucking if there's nothing in Red Large for thinking, like honestly going to Belliard might not be a terrible idea simply because it's just fucking closest place.
Belliard is the only one that... Belliard is the one that it feels like it would be the most...
Okay, like, cause did we ever...
Because A, it's just in a close area. And fucking B, we did explicitly go there for a short bit.
How long of a trip is that, out of curiosity, from here?
Just roughly
30 feet.
a bit less than 2 days. Well, more like a day and a half.
So what I'm hearing is we can get it to... So what I'm hearing is if it's in a town, it's in one of these two. If it's in a town, it's in Westbridge or Belliard. Because unless you get 3 days... Actually, no, wait. Yeah, unless it's in like 3 days, you're not getting... It's nothing in Wormford.
To mention, I like how you included Westbridge, but not Red Larch, which is much closer
Yeah, but
than
we've
West.
explicitly said we don't think it's in Red Lodge because...
Yeah,
I mean, if it is, but if it is, I'm pretty sure Watchful Night has never been mentioned in Red Lodge.
Yeah, I'm just trusting the people's fucking better
I mean, all I'm
notes.
saying is you've only actually checked out like 5 of the buildings in Red Larch.
To be fully honest, the name The Watchful Night does not sound familiar to me in the slightest.
Yeah, there's every chances of something in passing.
Yeah.
But yeah, like considering like the layout of stuff, like it's gotta be, unless it's someplace that like the Feather Girls mentioned as a location in here, which at that point I'm pretty sure we would have had like notes for it and like actually remember it. It's gotta be in one of the towns.
Can I just do a throwaway comment?
Sure.
Sentry, since you watch things, do you have any idea? It sounds familiar.
Had there been a sign for such a place, it would likely have been inside. I never saw one. I have not seen one.
Do we just wanna? Do you just wanna Hail Mary Belliard? Nope. Then I suppose. Because no matter what, we're only
we really have another choice.
because in the end, we're only gonna be able to get. We're only gonna be able to get.
My purge is definitely over 2 days away, if that's a day and a half.
Oh yeah, wait, Jesus. I didn't. Yeah, wait a second. Yeah, that's honestly farther away than I thought
Oh
it
wait,
was.
fuck! I'm stupid. Okay, and I'm sorry. I had to check my. I checked my rulings question handout to check something again because I forgot. I thought my pacing was actually less. This is actually, I think, a day from where you guys are now to Belliard. Because it is.
So that.
I thought it was 4 hexes for a day.
If we also, can we hit them both? Also,
Sorry, I panicked because I saw you start to measure, and for the briefest instant whilst you started to measure, it read infinity feet.
wait, what?
I have discovered the space.
No, it just did it for Groot as well.
I have discovered the space stone.
I don't know, for the, like, briefest moment when they started to measure, there was a, like, flash of infinity feet.
Oh! It's the zero Oh! Wait! Yeah! No, it's an actual thing!
It just said the word infinity!
Yeah.
You have to make
Oh
it.
my gosh.
You have to make it go like a bit behind 0.
Yeah, I got it!
Man, I can't believe you've unlocked your stand
You've broken the space-time continuum.
Oh, okay, guys, everyone get your infinity feet. And so we can take a screenshot and just send it in table chat.
Don't worry, I just took a screenshot.
Okay.
Meet my stand. Life is a highway. Infinity Road. Yeah. So do you guys, where you guys want to go? What the?
We go to Belliard, and then if we're wrong, we go to Westbridge.
Okay. Guys, go to Belliard. And, you guys get people just kind of staring at you. Or, more specifically, staring at the Helm Tour. For, you know, what you can all discern to be obvious reasons. Considering, you know what that is. And you all get to the center of town. By that, old decrepit inn that you guys had some of those people stay in during the, Ice Shield Orc incident. A few days ago. And, the Helm Tour seems to be staring at that.
Is it the Watchful Night?
Well, I did say when you guys went in there before, there was a sign covered in cobwebs that said the Watchful Night, but I'm pretty sure that got ignored over the urgency of the situation.
Also, to be fair, how many months?
That too.
And random ass
I was more saying
inside.
that because I don't think any of you would have taken notes on that.
Random ass inside.
Yeah.
They're kind of a dime a dozen.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I wasn't being like, come on guys, it's obvious what it is. Yeah, Helm Tour, seemingly just steps inside.
Alphonse is gonna, like, hesitantly follow.
as they step inside, you all notice that the place has become a lot cleaner since you were last in there. It appears that with all of those people that went to this place, they decided if they were going to stay here for who knows how many days, they were going to make it clean. As, the horror seems to walk over to that sign that I had mentioned before, which has now been cleaned up, and I imagine just left on, like, the table. Or, like, by a table. Like, you would see the, you would usually see, like, the innkeeper usually sit at. And staring at the watchful knight, is silent. And then a suit of armor drops to the floor.
Alphonse is confused.
That
Can I cast detect magic?
yes. It is a suit of +1 plate armor.
Oh, neat. That'll
Oh,
stop a
fun.
bit. None of us can wear that.
Strength for that, does it?
Yeah, I don't have the strength
No,
for
he's a
that.
dex fighter.
+1 plate is so. We're never. But the thing is, we're not like. But no one's gonna buy this shit. We're literally gonna buy this. It's gonna be a little thing.
No. Hear me out. We go to Waterdeep.
This is what you get.
No!
Look, if we're going to Waterdeep to sell the +1 plate, let me just tell you where the vault is, and then we'll fucking sell it. Alright, so what's the fucking season?
I was like, the guy, the Eldritch God controlling my brain tells us we should go down, should go down here. Here's where all, and we take these exact steps, and now we're rich.
Considering...
Don't forget to punch the fairy dragon in the face.
The what?
Considering things,
Yes,
the
that's
season...
a warning, there is a fairy dragon on one of the paths. Do with that information what you will.
Considering the things, it'd probably be like midsummer.
Oh fuck, I don't remember which one that is.
That's like the heat one.
I'm gonna kill you.
Oh wait, maybe.
Also, I'm disappointed. You guys ended a midsummer.
Fuck, wait,
Night's
hold on.
Dream.
Shit, no, hold on, that's one of the ones I can't tell you about. You guys haven't met that villain yet?
Oh.
How do you feel about the fact that technically you've only met 2 of the villains that are in the...
Well, when you introduce, like, 4 times the number more... I can't be too,
No.
can't be too surprised.
They're not really villains.
Oh
is the
yeah,
thing.
fair. Not villains, just presences that have been more important than them.
Oh yeah, no. Again, it's not like I'm blaming you or anything, I'm the one running the fucking game.
I mean, excuse you, hold on a moment. What do you mean they're not villains?
They are.
He was saying not all of them.
They're dicks, they're not villains.
Like, the thing about it, like, I would argue, like, the thing, actually, no, it has any of them. So far, actually, the closest we've gotten to a villain out of the Elders is, weirdly enough, the Grove. They're all just third parties, honestly. Now, are some of them super going to be villains in the future? Yes! Hello, Conspiracy! How are you today?
I don't appreciate your assumptions.
I am making assumptions, yes, but the right assumptions.
I don't appreciate your assumptions.
You are confirming them, though.
I don't appreciate them, though.
I'm almost certain several of the fucking R's are
Yeah.
going to be villains, but
Add the plate to your fucking chest, and then I don't know what
Yeah.
the fuck we do.
Yeah.
that was
Yeah, sorry,
as
that
long
was
as-
not meant to be long.
Yeah, that was not as long as a distraction as I thought. Can just bring
Okay,
to
look,
a
look, I'll be honest. Do you want to know what that armor does by default?
Yeah, I think you've talked about this before.
First
Isn't this the
person
thing that
sees,
goes,
it follows them around for 1d3 days. After which, it just dips. There was no explanation for it. Well, rather, there's no explanation for it, unless you happen to ask around Belliard at the time. Right? Ask around Belliard. Like, hey, do you know what's up with that suit of armor that's walking, like, through the Somber Hills? And they're like, oh, yeah, that used to belong to this guy. Yeah, that used to belong to this innkeep that lived here, like, a few years ago. He died, though.
what is with fucking inns and having exotic, like, guards and shit? Like, fucking
Okay, this one I can actually explain to you all. The innkeep was a previous adventurer.
So the same as them.
Yeah, the reason I had Alphonse roll was because well, normally he doesn't actually do anything. I was going to say that he was a pretty famous adventurer on the Sword Coast, like
There's
in
an
recent history, like one that had been going around by himself doing shit.
There's an inn somewhere in fucking Faerun, Morgally, that the bouncer of the fucking place is a gaze. Such a random ass little detail.
The Xanathar Zono bar.
No, just the barkeep has a pet that just has a pet, and it's the bouncer.
Admittedly, this does sound vaguely familiar. I just don't know if it's from
I think they have
Glitch talking about this
two.
before.
I think they have two. I think it's a gazer and like a robot or something that's fully sentient, but not a warforged. That it is weird. I don't know.
But yes, admittedly, seeing as this is a good stopping point, and this will give you guys 2 weeks to talk about next session, I think I'll just end it early here.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's not really much to do, and I don't think I could get something off in an hour. So that came out wrong. So I do want to end things off with a bit of an ending cutscene. You know, the thing that I rarely do. Back in Yartar. Good old Yartar. Around the northwestern section of town, an incident has occurred. A number of dead bodies has been found, all burned. And perhaps a bit more importantly to some people, someone has broken into a tomb at the Water Baron's Hall, which is the name of the place that the leaders of this city go to discuss politics. And within the statue of in that tomb, something has been taken out of it. Despite nothing having supposed to have been in there in the first place. As we cut to a scene in an alleyway. A lone man whistling as he's walking over to a group of two. Your prize. The man throws the orb over to the two and one of them, the man, in a kind of scared bid, grabs it, rather than just lets it land in his hands. Be careful with this. Sorry. Anyway, that's your part of the deal. Anyway, that's my part of the deal done. Make sure you uphold your part, Walter Davian. As, the man walks away, off to somewhere. As you all may guess, a, disguise self spell ending. And the two in the alleyway walk off in a separate direction. And that is where we will end the session off.
Also, so that was super someone pretending to be me and